So Jerry, you want to take start us off and let us know where you are and
Sure.
what you're doing.
So obviously we've all got a heart for our community because that's why we're on this call. And just, I'm kind of behind the curve, when I look at people like Ellie that have had like a community page for 10 years. I'm just starting this process. And so yesterday, by accident, we actually started our community page early, and we decided that we wanted to do something. There's so much out there about the virus. There's so much out there about what's closed and that you can't get things. And so we wanted to put a positive spin on that and say, okay, who's open? What do you have? Do you have takeout? Do you have delivery? Can you deliver medicines? What can you do for the community? Do you offer, babysitting, whatever it is? So we started our page yesterday, and within the first 15 minutes, we had like 20 people that clicked on it. And I haven't looked in the last 3 hours, but about 3 hours ago, we were up to almost 400 people that have already clicked on our page and that are posting things about their businesses. And so as the Jerry Moore group, we decided that we wanted to give to the community. So we know that this is going to be a time where we live in a community that is vacation based. And so they are already unemployed for a couple of months of the year. And so right now their season would just be beginning. And so we have waiters and waitresses and people who just aren't going to be making their tips or things like that. So we wanted to offer a service that if they need to learn how to cut spending on things that they already spend money on, and also if they feel like they might be getting behind on a mortgage or need someone to talk with them about how short sale works, their lender, or to delay foreclosure, things like that. I might be coming up in the news. We want to be that voice for them and be able to help them. So we offer those services obviously complimentary, and our page is starting to explode.
You there? Sorry, you were breaking up for a little bit.
I was like, maybe it was me. I don't know if it was mine or was she cutting out a little?
No, I think you cut out a little bit, Jerry. What was that last part that you said at the end?
I don't know how much you heard. We're offering our service for people with their mortgages to help them know where they can cut their spending. What? And if we can help them stay out of foreclosure or short sale, we want to help them do that.
How are you doing that?
So we basically just have a post out there right now that they can call our office, and we'll set up a consultation with them by phone. So everything's virtual. We can do a Zoom with them, FaceTime, whatever their means is. And that way they can stay safe, we can stay safe, and hopefully we can help them to save money and be able to make it through this.
Okay, that makes sense. That's great. And how long did it take to get that many people?
We're just going on like 12 hours, and we're up to about 400 people.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. And I know, Jess, you're doing something. You've been doing a lot of stuff. You're always doing a lot of things with the community. You want to talk a little bit about what you're doing now as it relates to the crisis that we're facing?
Sure. So we started, actually, I listened to Deldy this morning on James Shaw's Shift. I don't know if you guys are watching that, but you totally should.
Yep.
And she had posted that they had started a Facebook group, and I'm notorious for starting 1,000 groups. Right. So she started a Facebook group just for small businesses. And I always love supporting small business. I do video all the time on it and buying local and supporting local. And she had posted they did one to support small business and how it had really taken off. So I had just started it, today, just a couple hours ago, and we have about 100 something people in there, and they're already commenting about where, hey, I went out to eat here. So I invited community members as well as the small businesses. And I said, in there, I want to see you guys showing your support of where you've been. I want to see you guys posting what specials you have. I want to see you posting, you business owners, what trials and tribulations you're having. And once a day, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to coach you as to how you can improve your business, ways to think outside of the box. And other business owners, I want to mastermind in here together and have the public see how we're working together to try to improve our businesses together. So whether that's from marketing pieces that we could do, that's from different ideas. I know, Marco, you and I talked, and one of the little local pizza shops, you know, we have a ton of business owners as our clients, and one of the local pizza shops is really great on Instagram and everything like that, but they had the first day alone, I think they were down 20%, she said, in business. And she's like, it's not that bad, but we have to, you know, tell all the servers that they couldn't be here. And that was like heartbreaking for us. And then we could only have, you know, and my heart breaks for them. I want to cry for them and help all of them. And I kept thinking about her and their family. We just sold their house. They were going to go buy a new house. They hadn't found one yet. And I called her and I said, I think there's a sign and there's a reason you haven't have the opportunity to somebody until they find anyone. But I said, I feel like things line up for a reason, but you guys are always so loving. And I think you should get your mom preschool group to support you and be your biggest cheerleaders, but start using fun hashtags and do promotions where you discount, you know, buy your gift cards now at a 10% off and we'll give you, you know, 10% discount to buy your gift cards now because it'll help you for later. I said, but then I was just thinking about it and I was thinking about, you know, me being a mom home with 4 kids and, you know, why not do like and they're doing curbside pickup. I said, why not just do like hey, make your own pizza kit and we'll put them together for you for $10, $15, $20, come pick them up. We'll bring it out to your car and you can build pizzas with your kids at home. So you have an activity to do. You're supporting small business. But here's the thing, when you pick it up, I want you to take a picture of you and your kids and write hashtag Luna loves you, hashtag Luna pizza. So she posted it today and she's like, I'm so excited, hashtag Star Realty Group. I'm like, no, that's not, it's about Luna Pizza. Like, you guys are just awesome. And I am so excited to see how you give back in the community and you've been amazing. And it breaks my heart to see you have to struggle and to go into the cupcake place. And every day I've been trying to stop at one little local person, even if it's a little thing that you're doing, and support them and either post something on Instagram or post something on Facebook about why they're so great. And then as I'm in there, you know, trying to cheer those business owners up because they're so down and, you know, I can see it in their faces. I can feel it in their energy. And now inviting them to this group, I can already see them talking to each other and seeing the community members trying to cheer them on, which is amazing. So it's the energy you build behind anything you do, I think, to really lift people up. And as, you know, agents, people are going to need somebody to lift them up. And even if we're feeling, you know, down or like, oh gosh, our business could really be affected by this too. You know, we have amazing coaches at our company that told us to go look at our bank statements and go look at our credit card bills, right? We have a duty to now go back and give that to our community members. So that's what I'm going to be coaching. Anything I learned from MAPS, that's what I'm going to coach those business owners on. They deserve it.
No, 100%. I definitely agree there. I think that's really a great idea to give back to the business owners because a lot of them, unlike the rest of us that have access to MAPS and all the coaching and all the tools, they're just sitting out there and they're just floundering and they're worried about losing everything. And
they can't afford a business coach. So what if you could just virtually take 15 minutes and give them some coaching that you've learned? And yes, you've paid for this, but you know what? What does Keller Williams teach us? It's come from contribution.
Absolutely.
From contribution. Lee is one of the best ones that comes from contribution all the time with her epic kids and everything else that she does year round. Like this, we have such an amazing opportunity right now to come from contribution in the biggest way and to be the light that people need, because I can tell you, I have 10 clients today that I can think of that just got laid off or furloughed.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And if you look at the news and the mortgages, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac just said that they are not going to be able to do loans for people like that. So to talk to your lenders and find out what happens with those situations right now.
Wow. Crazy. Right there, right? Wow. Yeah, that's great. No, those are some great ideas, Jess. Thank you very much for sharing those. That's awesome. And I know that you're leading into pages. I know, Ellie, you've been well, you've had a page for a while, and now you're kind of tweaking that for the current situation, right?
I'm not necessarily tweaking it. I mean, we're building it more.
Right, building it. So, yep.
So, groups and pages are two totally different things. And in fact, Malcolm, is he still? Malcolm's there, relaxing. Malcolm and I have a group, right? We have a group which is PCSing to Maryland. We do that together because he's in a different area of Maryland from me. And I have a bunch, like Jess, like you were saying, you have a bunch, and I love your headband, by the way.
Thank you.
Jelly.
I'm just gonna be like fun. I just decided we're just gonna have fun. It's so dark. We need to bring the sunshine.
Absolutely.
100%. So I started a page about 5 years ago, not quite 10 years ago. So 5 years ago, and I was very purposeful about it. And it's not about real estate. It doesn't have my name anywhere near it till just recently. And it's a community page, and it really has become a page where people are now calling me and asking me to help them post. So we've been in this crisis. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows what happened. And so Ellicott City is also a very local place that had a massive flood 2 years ago. So we were able to use the page to be the central resource. And that's very similar in what we're doing right now with both of our pages, with Ellicott City and Catonsville. They're just named after the towns. So the towns are pretty small places. I think we have 40,000 people in Catonsville, and in Ellicott City, there is about 50,000 people, and we've been really hyper local. And I was actually just counting. We've posted today on one of our pages 23 times.
That's amazing.
Well, we're there, and with this crisis that's happening now, I call it a crisis. I mean, it's a new normal. It's a different situation. And like you said, Jess, there's a lot of people, and Jerry, you too, there's a lot of businesses that are not having any income whatsoever. So we actually, and I can't take credit for this, because the person that I found to help me with pages, just a local person, nothing to do with real estate. She is so amazing. She she must have a police scanner on, because she's constantly posting about what's happening in the area. And so she was the one that started, and in fact, I know a lot of people that have already reposted this. National Carryout Night or Takeout Night is tomorrow. I don't know if you've seen that, but we're trying to just promote the whole concept of carryout until we get locked down, and it sounds like it's coming. But if we could help businesses right now. So we actually, I've been really going crazy with Google Forms and putting together forms in my page. We created a food pantry, because the food pantries have closed. So we've created a food pantry. We've done childcare for first responders, because now their kids aren't in school and they need childcare, and their childcare places are closed, and we need them to go to the hospitals and to the fire department. And then we also created a Google form where people could share the restaurants and what their hours are. And tomorrow, for what we've now called National Carryout Day or Takeout Day, is I'm going to have a list of all the places where people can go with all the links. And I actually called, Fiverr is helping with that. I have a rep with, I'm a person with Fiverr that's putting together everything. We're going to put together a landing page so you can just order straight from online, but just continually promoting and helping local businesses.
That's great. So
yes, unmute.
Marco's on mute, that's why.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on mute. You had a question,
I was like,
Jess?
that's very quiet.
He's talking away.
I know. No, so
I know. I was going to say,
nice
yeah.
thing,
How does it work in? Yeah, with the first responders. How's that working out right now?
We have a bunch of people that have offered their services, and as we get more and more news, honestly, it may not have been as we've connected a few people. But I guess with people don't want strangers, and the whole stranger danger thing is like what we teach our little kids is now kind of, you know, you don't want to know where people have been and what age they are. So we've had a lot of people that have put their hand up and said they would be happy to babysit. And we've connected a few people, but we still have more babysitters than we have actual first responders that are asking for our help. The food pantry, though, is going gangbusters. The news channel, actually, not the news channel, but the local newspaper interviewed me and asked me about that, and so they're going to help promote that. But this
Ellie,
is the
wait.
time now.
Wait, you do a lot of things, so touch more on that. So talk about the food pantry. You started a food pantry?
Yeah, so our local food pantry closed its doors, and I've also been very supportive of a local school that has a food pantry too, and they've also, obviously the schools have had to close. We're in Maryland.
Yep.
So they've closed too. So there's a local business that has actually agreed to take all the food. So we are having people drop off food right now for a food pantry, and then we're going to do it by appointment only, where they can actually come and pick it up. And we're going to start that from Monday.
You know, so we had, I don't know if you guys remember, but way back in that big October storm here in Connecticut, it was 2011. And we had no power for like 13 days, I think. Trees down, it was insane. And my husband is a volunteer firefighter, and I'm on the ladies auxiliary. So I remember I was pregnant. It was the year he broke his back, if any of you have heard my story. And we couldn't stay at our house anymore. We had 2 little boys. I was like 8 months pregnant at that point. And we were like, that's it. And so we decided to go, we were staying at the firehouse, and then we decided to go serve food to the community, because our local restaurants could no longer hold the food anymore that they had. It was going to go bad. So I actually thought of this idea because I thought, you know what, there's a lot of these restaurants that are closing down and they've got this food. Yeah. So it might also be an opportunity to do something similar to that, but we have to think differently because of exposing people. You know, there we could be together at that time, but we have to just process it a little bit differently this time. But we have that opportunity with the restaurants that can't serve the food. So what can we do with that food? Or can we prepare that food and then freeze it somehow to then be served to these people later in the community too? Just so trying to think outside of the box.
That right now. Yeah, you're still working through on how to do that. And that's what a leader does. That's what an influencer does. They really, like, they look around and say, how can we involve the community right now? And just on a totally different note, it's, how do I put it? Like, so when I do my buyer analogies, I always talk about restaurants, because there's always like that middle person that coordinates with everybody and pushes the food out. And that's my background. And we've become that. We're the place that they come to. Yesterday, tragically, a family had a massive house fire in our region. Everybody was posting there's fire trucks and everything, and we help them promote. We've done like 4 or 5 posts a day about their GoFundMe, and their GoFundMe, when I last looked at it, was up to $26,000 in 12 hours.
Good.
And I mean, this is totally aside from the whole concept of what we're going on right now, but it's we come from such a giving community, and just people want the ability to help, and that's what we do. We have that central place that that we're influencers in the community now.
Yeah, that's huge. And how you lead and how you show up is a big example, and it helps to change people's mindsets on what they can do. And people think, and this is going to be a tough one now, guys, because a lot of times people think that influence has to do with money. And people aren't going to have money right now. And influence has nothing to do with money. It has to do with your attitude and your aptitude and your ability to influence other people to get into the mindset of helping to create change.
Yep. Well, it's the whole thing. Money is only good for the good that it can do, and also come from contribution. The more that you can give back now, and I will defer to Marco. What he's doing with these videos is incredible. He's bringing together communities. You are taking time from your family. Are your kids asleep right now?
No, of course not.
Oh, well,
that went out the window. Bedtime has gone out the window. I was talking to Jess about this. I just told them, be quiet. All right, just be quiet. Don't scream.
But you are becoming such. I mean, you are. And James Shaw the other day said, you know, now is the time to basically dominate. And I had the quote here a minute ago, but it was
James Shaw's been great.
And just that, and did everybody see Jeff Glover's 24 tips on how to succeed?
Not yet.
Oh my gosh. So I should post that link right there. So I'm a Glover U coaching client right now. And well, I've been a Glover lover for quite a while, but I just said but, and I just finished bold. Sorry, Hudson. Anyway, so Jeff Glover just pulls it straight out, and I'm more than happy to share the link. 24 tips, and one of the things he was talking about was ultimately how to become a local influencer. And we talked last night, Marco and Craig, and you were saying, well, people are going to say I haven't really started a Facebook page, but Jerry just proved you don't have to have a following of 10,000 people. You can just do it.
Right.
And it's going to grow.
No, it's true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just do things. Absolutely.
Well, Nikki Klein started a group for realtors too, and it's got almost 2,000 people in it right now. It's just basically, keeping light-headed, light and about what's going on. But having influence on social media is, you create that yourself.
It's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I saw Nikki created that group, the social distancing, but together. Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that that's the most important thing at this time. It's, even though our businesses may slow down a bit because of circumstances beyond our control, we have to do things that will help others, because, I'm a big believer, like Jess, you have to come from contribution. You have to help people. It's not all about, doing a transaction right now. And I know, Jess, you spoke about this. You and I were speaking about this yesterday. It's really just, and we speak about this every time we get together at a family reunion. It's like, just do good things. A lot of people are more concerned about, to your point, Ellie, having money, or we were talking about earlier, having money. It's really coming from contribution and helping people. Jerry's nodding as well. She knows.
Every time I see Marco do his turkey drives and his drop-offs in New York, I'm like, dang, I love that idea. Oh, man, my Suburban could hold a lot of turkeys, but I got a bunch of turkeys I drive around all the time, so.
We have to make him smarter on that. Jess, you and I have had long conversations about, hey, Krista.
Yeah.
Krista just joined the call, and once she's on there too, so Krista started her own page about a year ago, not to squirrel here, started her own page. She was actually on local TV yesterday with the fact that she's created this page, and she's being such a resource, and the groups that come with it. And she's killing it over there, because she is coming from contribution. She's being an influencer in her community, and the news are starting to notice it too.
Oh,
so if you don't know who Krista Schrader is, she's amazing. She's out of where are you out of, Krista? Portage. She has I Love Portage, and her pages are excellent. And if you ever need to poach content, she is the queen. Seriously.
We're all big believers. Yeah, we're all big believers in R&D, right? Rip off and duplicate. Huge believer in it. Craig gave me one yesterday that we did a little R&D on, and then we shared it. And I think Mona was on. She's on. We helped her out with that as well. So yeah, no, big believers in that.
And then, Jess, Jess, listen, I wrote down that you like the turkey drive, so we'll be calling you up.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm here.
But when you're out,
we need help delivering.
You're out with us in the Bronx at 2 a.m.
Listen,
that will be the true test.
Marco's already got me coming down there to teach and other stuff. I was like, I know something else is happening here.
Yeah, you're going to be teaching right around Thanksgiving. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be on a Saturday night about 11:30 though.
You guys are amazing. Thanks.
Too funny. All right, but to get things moving along, so Barb, I know you wanted to talk about the things that you're doing locally in your neck of the woods.
Yes, great.
All right, so, take it away, Barb.
Thank you. Hey, so I did some R&D a few days ago. And I found one group in the country doing this, and it was a KW agent in San Diego who I'm Facebook friends with. And so I duplicated what she was doing, and started a Facebook group, and it's called Newburyport Area In Stock and Needed Essentials dash Coronavirus. I posted it on my Facebook page, visible to realtors, so you can see it. Started 2 days ago. There's over 350 people in it already. It started from zero. And the purpose of this isn't to show empty shelves, it's to show pictures of here's toilet paper at Market Basket Tuesday 5 p.m. Here's cat food and dog food at, Home Depot. Here's Clorox at Jim's General Store. And it's been helpful because a lot of people are feeling like they can't get what they need. And so once something has expired, like it's a day old, I delete it. So it's easy to see. It's just, probably we're getting 20 posts a day, 28 posts a day over the past 3 days. And so that's one thing that just was recently started. And the way we shared it was I invited all my local friends from my area, and then shared it on some community pages, and a fellow agent shared it on community pages. We're actually at different brokerages now. And then I just made him an admin. So he and I are the two admins on the group. So that's good. We feel like we're helping, and people feel like they're helping, because if people have a surplus of something, they're helping. Somebody actually posted yesterday, I have a half a roll of toilet paper left and 4 people in my house. Where can I find toilet paper? So like 10 families said, I'll give you a roll. So they instantly got 10 rolls for free. So today the newspaper called me and interviewed me.
Yay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. So that's one thing I wanted to share, and that started from zero. And feel free to look at that and copy it exactly if you want.
What's the name of that one, Barb?
That one is called Newburyport Area In Stock and Needed Essentials Coronavirus.
I'm joining now.
Okay. And if you, and then the other one is in San Diego. That one's called In Stock and Needed Essentials San Diego Coronavirus. When I started my group, I just did it really fast, and I put it on Nextdoor as well to get more exposure.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, put it on Nextdoor. So when I first did it, I copied and pasted her rules, and 2 of the 4 rules had pretty stern language, and I didn't really read them in detail. So when I posted it, after about 8 hours, I realized, oh my God, that's not my tone. I need to go change that. So I edited it. And then I made an update. Hey, edited the language. Sorry, I copied and pasted this quickly. And a bunch of people put the love sign. So I think they read it at first and they were scared, because if you look at the rules in that group and the rules in my group, mine are a little more warm and fuzzy. Okay, so that's one thing I've done. Secondly, I'm starting a healthcare PPE collection, personal protective equipment. One of the things that we saw in our community, which actually made me really concerned, there was a nurse that posted that, or a sister of a nurse that posted that a particular Boston hospital had no gloves and no masks left. She was asking for help from the community. So I got in touch. I've been in healthcare. I was in healthcare for 16 years, and I'm surrounded by nurses and doctors. I know them on the board of the hospital in my town. So I reached out to several Boston hospitals and local hospitals in my county, and I would like to share a playbook with anybody who wants it, because here's our chance to be heroes. Okay, so I'm going to share some words with you from a hospital spokesperson. These are not my words. Okay, and this event is, I'm starting a collection of PPE equipment, personal protective equipment, and it's going to be out of Salvation Army. They've allowed me to come 3 days instead of hours for a drop off. But here's the information. So the science and the math speak for themselves. Hospitals in the nation are preparing for a surge. It's a very coordinated effort across many hospital systems. Massachusetts is the first state to designate a private hospital strictly to coronavirus care. That's Kearney Hospital in Dorchester, Mass., a suburb of Boston. They're talking about converting college dorms and hotels into coronavirus locations as well. So hospitals want to be prepared. So some hospitals are out of masks and face shields, and they're running low on isolation gowns, okay? So, but many hospitals have the equipment and have that stuff, but they want to build a stockpile. It's very good that production is ramping up, so that's really good. So a hospital talked to me today, and they're gonna put out a call to the community looking for help if people have new unopened boxes of masks and gloves and other things. And so at this collection, I'm going to give you the playbook because it's really important. Now, right now, if you were to call a hospital and say, hey, I want to do a collection for you, it's going to be hard to get the right person at the hospital to talk to. But I'll give you the playbook, who you should ask for, because you don't want to barrage them. But the number one thing is, do not encourage anyone to drop off anything at the hospital. Hospitals want to keep people away. So you can set up a data collection point like a Salvation Army or a YMCA or whoever will let you be there. And what you want to do, I'll just mention it, but I'm going to give you the playbook. One of the items is you want an intake form because hospitals want to say thank you to whoever donates. So you want to get their name and their address, and then you want to write down what they gave, and you want to ask them the general question. Is this a new item or an old item? And you're going to have storage bins, like buckets to put them in. And you're going to put the new stuff, like the Home Depot gloves I bought 2 weeks ago, that goes in the new box. If it's from someone's basement from 10 years ago, that goes in the old box. And you want to categorize that so that they'll go through the new stuff first, and if it gets desperate in the future, they'll go into the old stuff. So that's at a high level. But hospitals are working with their materials management departments, so that's why they want to follow protocol, but they're really looking for masks and gloves. So I don't want to be scary. It's just about numbers and being prepared and having a stockpile. But this is the most important thing we can do. But what's super important is we don't want to create panic. We just want to be helpers, and we want to be heroes and let everyone else be heroes. Because if people are hoarding gloves, they can give up a box, right? We can wash our hands with soap and water and stuff like that. So I'm sorry to be serious, but that's the most important thing we can do.
That's crazy.
Does anyone want to say anything about that before I go on to the next thing?
It's good that you're bringing this up. It was stuff that we didn't even realize. I'm going to post and ask about this. We have so many physicians and nurses that none of them have said anything to me yet about this in Connecticut. I'm going to ask them to see if it's an issue yet.
Yeah.
I bet you it will be.
Yep. So the thing is, what we have to do though is not create panic. We have to just say we're preparing. We're just preparing.
I also think it's Nikki Klein. Hey guys. I think it's important for people to understand that they are in quarantine, so they don't actually need those gloves, but the doctors do.
Yes. And I saw a post recently where a healthcare worker held up a sign that said something like, we're going to work for you. Please stay home for us. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're telling, I know in Connecticut, even I have a girlfriend who's an APRN and she works at, not emergency medical care or anything like that. And anybody that's medically trained, they're starting to tell all of them to get prepared to work in the emergency medical field.
Yes.
In every type of medical. Yeah,
they're repurposing non-essential workers and essential workers into different departments.
Yeah.
The other thing too is that for you to set up a data collection point and give it enough time for people to either go through their stuff and find it, A, it needs to be off-site, but B, the hospital doesn't even have the manpower to collect it. So in this playbook, I have the identification of, I'm going to have 4 volunteers there with me, and one of us will collect their information. Maybe even we'll put numbers on the box, like line item 1 on the Excel sheet was this box, and I put it with a marker, and I might even write on it old or new and put it in the old or new bucket. And then the next person might even wipe it with a Clorox wipe before it goes in the bucket, right? So there's going to be like, make it quick and easy for people. It'll be at the back door of the Salvation Army, but there's a whole playbook. So we just want to make sure that before you start conveying this to the public, make sure it's like calm and clear, because they don't want people driving and dropping these off the hospital.
Would you be willing to share your playbook?
Absolutely, yes, because this is going to help our whole country.
Well, I think the other thing too is if you share that playbook, especially with like people like us that do a ton of different events.
Yes.
I know Ellie and I do a ton of different events. Marco, all you guys do a ton of different events. Share it with us, and maybe we can mastermind real quick before sending it out and say, this is where I saw the hole, add this, do this.
Yes. And I have the verbiage from the hospitals, from 2 hospitals. They're coordinating the verbiage to give to me, and they're giving it to me tomorrow. So I'm going to share that with you. So it's already kind of hospital approved, right? And I don't want people to have to reinvent the wheel. I also don't want people to have to take up time calling a hospital if you don't have a contact to find the right person, because they're so busy right now. But anyway, I will share this playbook with every realtor.
I'm happy to also, my ex-husband / I'm going to be staying at the house, so it's a little odd. But anyway, so he's a physician, so I can ask him, like, whatever you need. He's like on the front line. So I can ask him, you know, if he has any input too.
Awesome. That's so great.
That'd be
One of the
awesome.
last things I wanted to share with you guys is, you know, everyone is concerned about the small business owners. And I wanted to share a website with you that somebody in my town built. It's great. And if any of you realtors build it with a website designer, you get exclusive rights to only have your company as the realty brokerage. Isn't that nice? So look at this website, www.helpnbpt.com. That's for my town, Newburyport, Mass. Helpnbpt.com. A local creative designer built this using Squarespace. You can use Squarespace. It's very user-friendly. She's not a coder. It costs $16 to get Squarespace and the tool. And then if you want a custom URL like this one and not have to have Squarespace in it, it's an extra $20. So for $36, she built this website. She's not a dedicated web designer. It took her 1 day to set it up. And what she did is put a list by category of all the restaurants, all the business owners, all those gyms, and what they're offering. Are they open, and are they having virtual classes? Are they just doing curbside delivery, or are they doing takeout and home delivery? So look at that. It's a great role model if you want to organize your restaurants and businesses. And then one other thing she said is for the categories on her website, she used unsplash.com. It's high quality free images. And so that might be a good resource.
Unsplash.
Unsplash, SPLASH.com.
What's the website again?
To go in and
The
update
website is
that every day. She has to go in and update it every day.
the website is help, N as in Nancy, B as in Barbara, P as in Peter, T as in time.com. It's a great website. She built it 2 days ago. I went in last night at 2 in the morning and put in Keller Williams and my name and my info. And then she said, oh, I'm just going to make it for your brokerage. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then she added another brokerage. But my thought is, if you guys spearhead it and you get someone that you know or yourself to do it, you could be the only brokerage on there.
Smart cookie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Consider it done. Kirby!
Yeah. So it's a nice clean way to keep track of your restaurants. One other thing, if you want some lessons she learned, she said, put a note on there that all communications or questions or updates go through the help button on that page, because she's getting texts, phone calls, emails, Facebook messengers, and messages through the website, and that's making her, a little bit overwhelmed. Yeah. And then she said, make the entries brief. So even if you put like a space indicator of 150 or 300 characters, see what it would take for you to describe your business, but make the entries brief, and no logos, no pictures submitted by the restaurants or businesses.
Just the name.
So those were her 3 things about making it easier. And then the last thing was, you guys that were doing restaurant promotions and things, there's a restaurant promotion that was done in Rutland, Vermont. And it's, I posted it on my Facebook page, so you guys can look at that. I don't want to take more time to talk about that, but it's a way to get increased repeat business for the restaurants with a promotion.
Right. And I think jumping right into that,
so that's on your
Christy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christy, I think just to kind of just jump right into that, you've been doing something similar with in the last, how many hours?
Since Tuesday, like midnight.
The last call we did, right? You took something and you ran with it. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yep. So, everybody is just struggling so much with all of this. We really wanted to do something to help the business owners. So there was an idea that had come out in the last Zoom that we did on Tuesday, and it was, that they had created a delivery/carryout page for their community, and they were inviting all the restaurants to that page so that they could, put their hours, put their menus, put how to contact them, and, how best, that they can get their business out there. And so in the process of doing that, I took that group, and I put it in the different community groups, in Facebook for Colorado Springs, and it took off like a rocket. And I was a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of people that we were having to approve posts so quickly. In the middle of that, I had somebody reach out to me and said, hey, can I post about my dog grooming business? And I said, well, I really wanted to keep this page group just for restaurants so that it's not too much, because I think if you're trying to do businesses and restaurants, if you get a lot of posts, it'll be too hard to find. So we created another group called Open for Business, and oh my gosh, I'm offering, you know, as I think Jessica was talking about too, I'm offering free coaching to the business owners. I want to be able to coach them through this, like how to save money, how to keep connected, how to, you know, survive and stay afloat during this. So I've offered that. I've had several people that are going, you know, that are interested in doing that. I've got several restaurants who want to do Zoom calls with me and get the word out about their business and what they're doing and what they're going through. In less than 48 hours, I have close to 650 people between the two groups right now today.
Yeah, and I just shared those in the chat if anyone wants to see what Christy's done in the last 48 hours.
Yeah,
they're both there.
There's been a lot of, you know, people are just, you know, they just don't know what to do right now. So they need guidance. And a lot of people don't have coaches. They've never done coaching. They're small business owners, but, you know, maybe they haven't been a business owner as long as we've been business owners, you know. Have they been through these kind of trials before? You know, obviously this is completely different than anything anybody's experienced, but, you know, if you were a business owner back in 2007, 8, 9, we learned some hard lessons from all of that we can share with everybody.
You know what though? I just want to say one thing. So there's lessons to be had, and yet my business doubled in those years. So the biggest amount of wealth is built in a down market for those that are willing to take a risk. So keep that in mind too. There is a lot of opportunity in markets like this as well. If you're smart about trimming those expenses and keeping in mind, you know, other opportunities as well. Don't be scared to take that risk too. As agents too, sometimes you also have to be able to take a risk on somebody else too at different times.
Yeah, I agree.
No, 100%. And since we have Nikki and Kirby, our social media gurus, all right?
Kirby's son.
Yeah, right. We got Kirby and Kirby's son.
Ellie's got a massive page.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but Ellie already went, so, you know, I want to give you guys some time since you're here.
Thanks. I missed Ellie's.
We have the same T-shirt on, don't we?
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
We do.
I love it.
We're
you guys called each other on that one, didn't you?
No, not at all. We're Glover lovers, right?
Yeah, we are.
And hopefully Glover Unreal Retreat is still going to happen in July.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm going to stay positive. Yes, you have to come to that.
What's that?
That's great.
Jessica, you must come to the Live Unreal Retreat in Michigan.
It's awesome.
Jeff was trying to convince me to go the last time we spoke in Chicago together. He's like, it's awesome, come. And I couldn't go in January.
No. It's amazing.
It is amazing. It really is amazing.
All right.
Yeah. Very nice. Kirby, you want to chime in? I don't know. He's got the Canada background.
Yeah.
Hi.
Right above you. The Northern Lights are right above you, so it's actually works well on the screen.
Hi. Well, I was going to say.
What was that?
That was Kirby's
No Northern
son.
Lights. There's no Northern Lights. Yeah. Hey, well, thank you for the information, though. You know, I'm just right now on Nextdoor. We set up a couple of leaders in our neighborhood that are we're banding together, just providing supplies right now for some of the seniors in the area. You know, I've sent out in my database, you know, in my farm area, I sent out an email to everyone. So right now in Canada, there's not that many people that need support. There's not as many confirmed cases as the US. So we're all preparing right now. The main thing is toilet paper. So if I have toilet paper, my sphere wants toilet paper right now. That's the #1 request for me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna be getting some toilet paper tomorrow. Other than that, I'm reaching out just like how I said, one by one. Everybody on Facebook, I've connected with everybody on my sphere. Yeah, there's people that that I've talked to that needs to sell right now. They're in some financial trouble.
Yeah.
Even my uncle is in a little bit of financial trouble, so he's going to list his condo out next month. And in Canada, we're not allowed to go. Basically, everything's closed right now: groceries and pharmacies.
Groceries too?
No, groceries and pharmacies are the only thing that open right now.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
Kirby, that's interesting because you said you don't have that many cases in Canada.
yeah, they're just flat. They're really flattening that curve right now.
That is amazing.
So yeah.
That's amazing.
But do they have testing there? Because it might be because they haven't tested yet.
Yep, they have testing. So right now they have official is at 700 something cases across Canada. Okay.
It's good. That's great.
Yeah, every province right now is shut down. So to sell homes right now, we're using virtual tours. You know? Virtual tours, and everyone knows to put an offer in, condition upon
viewing
inspection the next day. Yeah, viewing the property the next day. Yeah.
Interesting.
But right now I'm in a transition. My wife is transitioning out of the business, and
really?
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a transition for me here.
You cut out on me. Your wife is what?
Transitioning out of the business. Yeah.
She got tired of Kirby, is what he's saying. That's she's no longer Kirby and Co.
Yeah. So it's a perfect time to do this. Okay. It's a perfect time to do this.
We love Carrie, by the way. So
she loves everyone else.
All right, good. Just let her know. And I know, Dan, you're on the call. Mona, do any of you have any questions that you want to ask anyone here? Laura, Faith?
Well, I do have a little bit of a story.
Mona, go ahead, Mona.
Thank you, Marco, for yesterday helping me out because
my pleasure.
This is what ended up happening. I sent that to my printer to print it. And she said she'll get back to me with the code, like how much I have to pay her. And she today messaged me and she goes, your postcards are already printed and I'm not going to charge you.
Wow, that is awesome.
So
that is awesome.
That was an amazing gesture because she saw that was done for the right reason. So she said, I'm not going to charge you and you can just come and pick them up and start delivering. So thank you for, I'm glad that I connected.
No, it was great. And just so everyone knows, Mona was having some difficulty because she is big on door knocking. She's been doing this for a long time, over 20 years, 15, 20 years. And she was concerned because she couldn't door knock. So Craig had gotten a postcard from someone in Canada that was originally done in the UK. So we just modified it. And we told her, hey, you could just you don't have to door knock, just leave it at the doors and then do circle prospecting to those blocks that you've dropped off the postcards, letting them know, hey, look, I'm here for you. So this way she could
say.
The postcard was, I'll share that with you, Nikki, but it was just kind of like, hi neighbor, in this time of need, I'm here for you. If you need, and it had options. If you need help shopping, if you need supplies, if you need someone to talk to, or if you need me to drop off stuff at the mail, and you could check off what services you're willing to offer and just say, hey, my name is, my phone number is this, feel free to call me or text me.
That's awesome.
It was really good. Yeah, we did that, and so she's going to be doing that, and it's the safest way of door knocking since you don't have to interact. And I got that idea actually between Craig's postcard and then the call with James Shaw that we were listening to, right, Jess, where this morning actually, I think he was talking about the Ring doorbell if you're door knocking, and we're like, well, there's no reason to Ring doorbell. You just do this and then phone call or do a Zoom call, and I actually posted it, and Mona, I think that was one of the things that Mona responded to. She was like, I need help. And I was like, great, I'll help you out.
I'll follow up with that another thing because my son just got his license a week ago as a realtor and he joined my business just literally a week ago. So he came up to me 2 days ago and he goes, now what? Like I was supposed to go out and door knock with you and talk to people. And I said, well, first I gave him the shift book to read. And then I said, well, tomorrow we're going to be calling people after we drop these postcards in the area we're going to go. Then we're going to come home and we're going to call and follow up that we drop these postcards. Do you need any help? And he said, so what about business? I said, no, we're not going to talk business. We're just going to come from contribution right now.
100%. Yep.
Love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And then Mona, if you ever need any Canadian help, you got the guy right above you, Kirby Chan. That's like the little guru right there.
The guy eating the ice cream.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jess. You want to say something?
Well, I'm laughing because I see Kirby eating his ice cream, and I'm like, I can have this bagel that I've been waiting to have for dinner hours. I've been trying to eat it off the camera.
So I had a happy hour before this, and
this is Ginger Ale, Ellie. She's texting.
Yeah, I know.
me.
I saw that.
Eat away. Eat away.
Jess. But happy hour with Zoom calls are great. And but my bowl class last week, I told Hudson Warren that we got to get the good glasses out. So this is my good wine glass. So
we're doing a happy hour Tuesday on a Zoom too.
Are you going to drink?
Yes. Yes,
okay,
I am.
Invite me. I'll drink with you.
All right, awesome. I definitely will.
Do most people have Facebook groups here?
Yes.
Yes.
Just created one.
So I want to encourage all of you to join my new Facebook group that I started 48 hours ago. We have 2,100 people in it already.
I already talked about it, Nick.
You
I already
did?
talked about it.
Yeah, we bragged on you.
She was already plugging.
I
plugged you away.
And Marco already knew about it.
Help, like seriously, if you want help with Facebook groups, it's my like bringing people together is like my
And Marco said you're the guru of it, and we all know. Yeah, so
well, I don't know if I'm the guru. I just am extremely passionate about it.
You are.
You are.
Nikki, what's the name of your new Facebook group?
It's called Social Distancing Together.
Oh, okay. I think I'm in that one.
Yep.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good.
It's for agents, right? It's for agents.
No, it's not for agents.
It's not?
It's memes and it's
for
funny and
everybody.
it's great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just a kind of a bit of comic relief during this whole thing. And there's some people who, like one person the other day was saying that he's he's awful, like he's doing really badly. And it was amazing to see the million comments of people like, how can I help you? What do you need? What do you need? Like the outpouring of people wanting to help.
It's social hugging, right?
Yeah. It's like virtual hugging, right? It's like helping. And, there are a lot of people in there who live alone. So one of my things is like, I hate when people feel lonely. So it's just really nice to be able to connect.
Nikki, I just went before they, banished us all to our homes.
Yeah.
And saw Simon Sinek last week. Jason Hyland from Boston actually invited me to come meet him. And we went and saw Simon. He had tickets to go see him speak. And it was amazing. And he did a stat. My journal's in the other room, my big nerdy journal. And I wrote it down, but it was some crazy number that said, like, I want to say it was like 38% of Americans say they feel alone.
I know.
You think of how connected we are with social media and with texting and everything else. But
I'm telling you, when we all got, I'm like so excited about this opportunity. I mean, obviously not the illness part of it, but the fact that we can, like, I get a captive audience. This is amazing for all of us to have this opportunity to be in front of all these people who are just sitting at home on Facebook.
Right.
Like, what could be better? This is
that's
our
why
time.
I think that doing live video and just like tomorrow, I have on my page, we usually do a Frederick Road Fridays where we go and we surprise and we have like a whole thing that we go and do an interview a place. But I'm literally dedicating tomorrow to doing live videos. After I went to the liquor store the other day and I said, Sam, go live. And this guy just went live and it's already had like 2,000 views on it. And it's the ability to connect with people and help people is the reason why you started this one tonight, right, Marco?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think that it's going to be the future of real estate. Even honestly, I think the way we do real estate is going to be different. And if you're too embarrassed or shy to get in front of the camera, now's the time to
do it.
Just do it,
in front of the camera.
This is the future. This is the future of life. This is not just a minimal period. We'll just call him my roommate. His prediction is that this is going to go on for
roommate.
Shut up. this is going to go on for like 18 months with 2 months of quarantine and 1 month off in order to super flatten the curve. So I just want you to keep that in mind, that if that does happen, this is how we're going to be doing business.
Yeah,
is through
absolutely. 100%.
Through video.
And we have to support the people. I mean, like, there's so many people that are affected. Like, even James Shaw said this morning, yesterday, cut all your costs. But I was talking to my DOO today, Laura, and we were talking about cutting the cleaning lady. If we cut the cleaning lady and everybody cuts the cleaning lady, how's she going to survive? Yeah. And all of the things that we're cutting out of our lives is going to affect somebody else. And there's just so much that the big picture of things. And we're on the cusp of this right now. And also, well, James said too, that through the shifts, so many people didn't make it, and yet there are so many people that will survive. Do we want to be survivors? Or do we want to be the people that are now having to find other careers? I choose to be a survivor. I choose to continue in this career of real estate because people are always going to need to buy or sell a house, and I choose to help them with that. And I think that that's with groups, with pages, with social media, because right now, people don't watch the news, especially right now. Who actually watches like the NBC, ABC channels? Who reads a newspaper? But no, that's a but again. And
a lot of people do. It's sad.
Well, yeah, but at family reunion, 190,000 people in the USA still go onto Facebook every single day.
And Ellie, if I can also just add on to that. So that's why it's really important before you make any posts in your group to verify the information like a reporter.
100%.
I got into a lot of shit from people. I had a reporter call me and say, your group is fear-mongering, like there's all this information coming out that isn't true, blah, blah, blah. And I had to like go in my group and see like people were posting things, because I have 13,000 people in my group. I can't monitor every single comment. So I had to go in and kind of search it. And I saw that people were like, oh, this guy from this neighborhood has it and his wife. And you have to make sure that before people start spreading rumors, there's a news article or there is some kind of proof.
100%.
Information is being given out, because you can get in trouble.
Well, we're not doctors, like Jeff said yesterday. Jeff Glover said yesterday, we're not doctors. We're not, we're not specialists. We're there to ease what's going on. If I can
be the calm in the storm, right?
Exactly. If I can do a food pantry and I can make some people's lives easier because we're creating a food pantry, if I can help local restaurants by banding together and providing to my almost 11,000 people that are watching my Facebook page, we've become that resource for people. And it's our responsibility now to, like with your group, with your 13,000, almost 14,000 people, it's your responsibility to provide all of those resources for it. And like Bob was saying about how she's helping with the hospitals. Now is the time to band together to make those decisions to become influencers in the community.
And it's also, it's really good to find the leaders in your groups to help lead. Yes. So I have a woman who she's a mom. She usually works, and she's just taken on this whole subgroup for me of lesson plans for every single grade. And she has like 200 people now in the group from my main group who by grade can look up activities for their kids. And I was like, because I don't want to do that. I don't have the time.
Leverage. It's leverage. Lee's leverage and leverage.
Find people in your group who will volunteer. Ask for the volunteers, and they will raise their hand.
Absolutely.
Everyone wants to help, but you have to ask for it.
You know, going back to your point, Ellie, about the cleaning person, I just want to say something. I had done a MAPS Zoom the other day on the things that they're doing throughout the day with Fritz. And one of the things I was thinking about through all, we have shifts in our life that come not only from pandemics, I know, so random and all, but pandemics, right? But, for me, we have had job loss, we have had death, we have had illness, we have had tons of tragedy. And through it all, and we've had it very young, and we've had amazing lessons from each one of them. But through it all, we knew the value of time, and we learned that lesson extremely young, which was amazing. And I thought, way back when we didn't have the extra funds, and during that October storm, actually, it's kind of funny, it comes back to that. My neighbor had a cleaning lady. We never had them. And we were like, oh gosh, this seems a little bougie to get a cleaning lady. I mean, we can afford it, right? At least that's what we told ourselves. Obviously, we could. Well, we ended up using her, and I totally fell in love. We have had her since then, the same exact person. And I remember at one point, even though we had money, I've always led with revenue, and I cut all the time. It's just a habit I've always had. And I looked from losing jobs. So by the way, you learn these lessons. So I'm always cutting stuff. But I learned that lesson because my husband and I both lost our job a month before our wedding when I was 23.
Oh,
so
boy.
I learned that lesson really young. That's why I can live with less. It doesn't matter to me. So when we got that cleaning lady, in my head, even though we had the money, I said, well, I have to cut something. So in order to have her, I cut cable. And it seemed silly at the time, but I was like, I would marry this woman. She's amazing.
And I'm not cutting her yet. I'm just saying that it's something that I'm very cognizant of the fact that if I see one of the perks that I give to my DOO is that I pay for her cleaning service too. And so if I cut her and I don't think I will. I'll cut something else before I cut that. But
Right.
it's relevant though. Uh-oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody cares.
It's not, you know what, I'm gonna hurt my son. He just got a girlfriend. I'm gonna tell everybody this. He just got a girlfriend.
How old is he? He's the same age as my kid, right? And Nikki has a kid the same age.
14.
Yeah, 8th grade.
Yeah, just got a girlfriend.
And they don't get to graduate this year.
I know.
Well, in Connecticut, they don't really do that. Like, they're kind of lame. So, but whatever. He gets his girlfriend, and I don't know, but, being contained in a house, all they do is text and call all day long, and I need to figure out how to shut off iMessage. I'm like, could you tell your girlfriend I'm on Zooms like all day, and otherwise I'm going to accept her FaceTime and she's not going to like it.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, so
Mark,
to wrap this one, what's up, Barb?
I have a good inspirational thing if you guys want to share this with your
Well,
clients.
I wanted to kind of go around the room, so we're going to start from the top. We got Ellie. Go ahead, Ellie. What do you want to leave your final thought with?
Let Bob go first. Bob was on.
We're going to start on this side then. Go ahead, Barb.
Okay, hi. All right, so the Wall Street Journal is about to do a story on a company called Grokker, Grokker, Grokker.com. It's a digital well-being platform. It allows people to access resources. The videos are 3 minutes to an hour long, average 11 minutes. They usually charge companies, and companies buy them and give them to all their employees. They're opening this up free to individuals and to employers for all their companies through the end of April 30th. Oh. And depending on where we are in the world, they may extend it, but right now it's through April 30. So Pfizer is rolling it out globally to all their employees, I think tomorrow or next week. But if you want to go on it, there's 2 links. It's, where can I post this? Marco?
I just posted it.
So there's a link that if you go to Grokker.com/individuals, you can sign up, and there's 5 different types of videos. There's physical activity. There's mental health component with meditation, stress release, and calming techniques. There's nutrition with recipes, cooking techniques, and managing carbs. There's financial well-being. That's very basic, very basic. And then there's sleep, techniques to help you sleep better. So if you want to share that with your people, they may like that.
This is cool.
Linda Chen is on, actually. My OP is on, and I think she could share that with everyone. Right, Linda? She's on mute, but she'll share it.
What are you
She's
eating
nodding
now?
her head.
Oh.
All right. I
Linda,
just
my
sent it over
sister.
to everyone. Linda, yeah. She's right next to you on the screen. So, all right. That's awesome. Thanks, Barb. I appreciate that. All right. Heading over to Christy. What are your final thoughts?
I think it's just really important for everyone to stay, upbeat in this. Can you hear me? I couldn't know if I've muted myself. Okay.
We hear you.
even my team, talking to them, they're so scared about what's happening, and we just have to, keep talking and keep your spirits up, and we're all in this together, and everybody needs to know that we're all here to support each other, regardless of what you're hearing about these stories on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ellie?
Just that now is an opportunity to be a leader. Now, in whatever size your community is, to do something, whether it be a group, whether it be a page, whether it be out in the community, whether it be doing a food drive, but just be present and do what you can to help your community.
Awesome. No, that's great. Craig, what do you got for us? You've been silent with the Northern Lights over there.
Well, you know what? I've been listening to everybody, and when you're sitting in a Zoom room with people who have 50,000 followers, you got to keep your mouth shut and listen.
And high D's to boot.
Well, yeah, okay. If that's what you said,
we are.
You're all high D's. But you know what? Because Marco knows that my experience from social media is limited. It's better to listen and to be able, so that we could take away not one thing, maybe three things from the listening to everybody here. And that, no secret, Marco and I work closely together. And that if I could help make Marco better, then, Marco was the one who organized this whole effort. If I can help make Marco better by listening to everybody here, then everybody's going to benefit from it.
That's a special skill.
Yeah,
Craig is awesome.
It's because it's an advantage that I'm older than him, and I have
I couldn't tell,
and that and I've had the opportunity to fail more than him, and just sitting here listening to everybody and taking notes, and Marco and I are going to go back, and tomorrow we're going to review this again, and the idea is that everybody here is now on this now for an hour and 10 minutes, away from their family, away from their beds, away from taking care of their kids. And, this is great. This is a great group of people. And we're all going to, more than survive, we're going to thrive because we have this group. And I have to say it, I'm selfish. Thank you to Marco.
No, it's great to have everyone on. Thanks, Craig. Jess, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, having gone through so many different things myself and being through a shift before, mindset is everything. And how you present yourself, whether online or in person, to your family, and how you treat yourself up here, because you might be saying one thing, but if you don't truly feel that way, it's not going to be delivered the same way. So you need to really work on that mindset more than anything. I know I have a problem when I'm home. Even though I have the 4 kids, I tend to work more because I wake up and put my computer on my lap and then just don't stop. There's no good off button for me. So focusing on the water, focusing on taking the breaks, focusing on the sleep, and really getting in that time with my kids because I'm here and I'm able to, and not getting that sense of urgency that, like, I have to take this, I have to get this done right now, because just because of the situation we're in, you do get that sense of fear that does build up. And people can say they don't, but that's a lie. So no matter what level of business you're at, with a ton of pendings or not, you still will have that slight sense of fear in there. And that's okay. That's normal. It would be probably wrong if you didn't. Yet if you can still work on that mindset, I think that is the biggest thing. So just work on that, focus on your sleep and your health, and focus on your health while you're home. But it's a blessing that we have the gift to have a home. And it's a blessing that we have the gift to be with our loved ones. So instead of being angry, I think the reason we're in this position is that the earth needed us to take a break and treat it better than we did before. So that's my feeling on all of it.
That's awesome. Thank you. Nikki, what do you have for us?
My gosh, you guys all kind of said what I was going to say. I think, again, what Jessica was saying, the universe is in reset. Like, it's telling us to slow the heck down and take a breath. And now's our time to kind of do that. Just sit back. I think that just by being on this call, we're going to be fine, because we're the people who are doing the work that it takes to get through it. So I applaud all of you for being on it, because we're the ones that are going to push forward. We're going to just keep learning, masterminding, whatever it takes. That's the mentality we have to have.
Absolutely. Jerry, you still there?
I'm still here. My
There you
lighting
go.
just couldn't fix, so I just went to a screen. So I think what I want to say the same thing that Jess and Nikki just said. And honestly, you know, I don't have kids at home, but I know a lot of you do. And just be present. You know, this is your time to be with them, focus on them, love on them, and be present. And I mean, I have grandkids, and they came yesterday, and you know, we're at that limit with 9 grandkids. I can't have them all at the same time and have adults here too. So, but just get down on the floor. When the giant lays down, that was a lesson I had to learn. When the giant lays down and the kids can come and topple on top of you, that's what they remember. And just be present in the moment. And same thing when you're calling your clients. Like today, I just reached out to people that I knew that were single or elderly, and I just called and I said, hey, I just want to check on you. And you could hear the tone in their voice, you can hear the smile come through the phone, that someone picked up the phone and gave them a call and just said, hey, I just want to make sure you have what you need. Can I bring you anything? And they were all okay. But at the end of the day, it was the call that made it all worthwhile. And they're going to remember that.
Awesome. Thanks, Jerry. Tracy, you're on mute. Hold on, we got to unmute you. Hold on. Did you unmute yourself? No, she didn't unmute herself.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
Tracy.
you for doing this. I appreciate it. And so many takeaways. And like Jerry, I was calling people today, the same thing, the care calls, and they were so grateful to hear from me, and picked up a little bit of business. And people are so happy just to hear from you, and to know that someone else is out there thinking about them. And I agree that the world is experiencing a reset. So, and appreciate these ideas. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Curb, what do we got, buddy? What's he got, Mr. Cheerful? Got to unmute yourself there, Mr. Cheerful.
Okay.
There you go.
Just thank you for the group, and I'm very it's very different. I had an ALC meeting, emergency ALC meeting today, and listening to you guys, there's just more. It's more than real estate. So you guys inspire me, and to go out and do more, to go more in my community. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I got one last request. This is not about the coronavirus. However, I got a request is if anyone is associated with anything for children's education, so personal development, like a lot of stuff that we do. I'm translating into little grade 2 to grade 6 language right now. While I'm in this kind of mode, I started to develop a team. So everything that we learned in Quantum Leap and a lot of Tony Robbins and a lot of landmark things, I'm translating all that to a subscription box for kids. So if anyone here that wants to get involved in that, reach out to me. Okay.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I'd be interested in that, Curb. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be my tester too.
I could be a great tester.
I'm 100% in for that, Kirby. 100%.
Yeah, me too, Kirby.
That was
Awesome.
Nikki Klein. Kirby, Nikki Klein definitely went in.
Gary, when you get to the high school age, Missouri Realtors actually just did a 4-part program that's actually in our public schools, all about what they can do for real estate. And it's the Quantum Leap theory, but it's done by Missouri Realtors, and I'd be happy to share that with you.
Nice. Awesome.
Can I?
Laura, go ahead, Laura.
Yes. You guys are absolutely amazing. This is the best call I've been on in days. So thank you all for your contribution. And in scope of listening to all this, I've created my Arizona In Stock and Needs Essentials Facebook page, and I've already posted it next door.
Awesome. That's so great.
So I really think that you guys have truly turned on your inspirational leadership skills at a high level, and it's great to be part of this and listen in. So thank you for all of everything that you offered for me today.
Awesome. No, thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. Mona, what do you got?
Well, I'm just gonna say I'm really excited for well, not with what everything is going on, but it really giving me the opportunity to reach out to the community. I think communities are coming together more than ever. And it's also giving the opportunity to know that there's so many people in my sphere that has situations going on but never speak about it. Because now I'm spending my most of the time actually just calling. Like even if the people that whether am I gonna be my business people or not, it's still calling and connecting and just finding out normally how they're doing it. So I think this is the best opportunity for us as the realtors, especially when we are putting them in a dream homes, is actually how we can keep their communities, keep their neighborhood safe, and know that we are there to serve them.
Right. 100%. 100%. All right. And Danny, I don't know if you want to say anything. You're on mute. So is Linda. I guess not. Danny's from my market center.
Oh yeah, I just want to thank everyone. I really got a lot out of the call, and on a personal level, I faced my challenges back in November. I lost my dad, and I'm just continuing to push forward. And this is another trying time. And just to run out what Nikki was saying, I do feel like it's a reset with the universe, and I just really appreciate everyone's insight. And I got a lot out of this call. And whatever you guys can do to keep doing, having these calls, Marco, thank you. I would greatly appreciate it, and I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that.
Hey, Marco.
Awesome. Thanks, Danny. Yep.
Can I just say something to Danny?
Sure.
That's one I can't just leave.
Yeah.
Danny, when I lost my dad, that was the toughest moment of. So I just want to say I'm so sorry for your loss. If you ever need anything, please reach out personally. And the MAPS call I just did the other day was recorded. So go to KW Connect and look for it, because it talks a lot about the lessons I learned through that time and how I was able to grow my business, but a whole different way from how I had done it originally, because of how I needed to do it that way so I could protect my heart.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
That's awesome, Jess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank
Linda,
you.
you want to say anything? I know you're unmuting yourself, boss lady. There she goes.
Hey guys, I think you guys are such an amazing group. I think this is one of my favorite Zoom calls. I just love the energy. I just love, you guys are the beacon of the culture. This is amazing. Marco, you have so many great friends across the country, and I've met most of you already. I'd love to hopefully connect at some point. But yeah, this is such great ideas, and you're just sharing them with one another. It's just, we got to bring this back to the market center, Marco.
That's our culture.
Don't worry, we're gonna have Jess, Nikki. I think at this point we could just have her do a Zoom call for all of us, since now she
I love it.
told us we're gonna be going through this for a while. So Nikki, you're gonna be doing like that Facebook thing for us for our market centers.
Keep up the great work. You guys are. I mean, you guys are not megas for nothing, right? So okay, it was an honor to be on this call. Thank you.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night, and I will share the recording with you guys. All right. Thanks again. All right. Love you guys.
Thank you, Marco.
Take care.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you, everybody.
You got it.
Bye.
Bye.